Hello, welcome to Sound and Fury Book Reviews. As usual, I'm Tina. Today I'm doing my wrap-up for September and my what's up for October, which is also me talking about the Trick-or-Treat-a-Thon, so that'll be fun. So, I'm back on track. The issues that were plaguing me all summer are still kind of in existence, but things are a bit smoother now, and I'm getting back into my reading and reviewing with more enthusiasm. I also love the fall. I am sick of the heat. Like, is it done yet? Where I live, it's still kind of hot. Halloween is coming up too, and I'm so excited for that. Speaking of which, as I said, I'm going to be doing the Trick-or-Treat-a-Thon this month. I'm going to talk about that next after I go through what I read this month. I'm going to, as usual, rank them based on my favorite book of the month being the last one I talk about. So, the book that I was least into, which I don't think was a bad book, but it just was my least favorite of the month, was They Fear Not Men in the Woods. This is a survival horror about a group of young people who go out in the woods looking for this girl's supposedly dead dad, and there's a bunch of other stuff happening. It's good, it's just there are some things that I was kind of I don't know. Next was Memoirs of a Space Woman. So this one was just a bit dry. It was kind of it was almost too vignette feeling. There wasn't overall plot and there wasn't a lot of dialogue. So it wasn't kind of the things that I like to be focused on. But it was interesting and definitely a product of its time. Then there's Cat, which is a nonfiction about just talking about how cats impact our lives. I thought it was good. It wasn't my favorite book of the year. The Grace View Patient. I was really compelled by this book while I was reading it, but it kind of just went on a bit too long. I think it would have been a better novella than a full-on novel, but the author really excelled at kind of the paranoia and the confusion over is she what she's seeing real or not. So a really good kind of medical thriller. Recipes from an Unexpected Afterlife. I just reviewed that the other day. This is a cozy fantasy about an orc opening a restaurant. Yes, it sounds like Legends and Lattes, but it is not a copy of Legends and Lattes. It stands on its own. It has some really cool, unique features, and it has a love story, but the love story is not a romance. It is parental love, and it was really very sweet, and I really enjoyed it. And then the next two are kind of on par. I'm just kind of listing them randomly. So The Witch of Willow Sound was really, really good, kind of gothic Canadian kind of mystery. It's a bit of a horror, but more of a mystery. It's just got a really interesting setting, and I really liked kind of the characters. I thought it was just really well done. I really liked it. And then The Unveiling, which is another kind of horror book. This one is set in Antarctica. It follows a woman who is a film scout, and it's just a survival horror as well about basically there's a kayaking misadventure and they get trapped on an island, but all is not as it seems. If you like unreliable narrators, you will love this because it's really interesting. It's also kind of literary fiction, so it's very kind of deep. And then my favorite book of the month was Terms of Service by Ciel Perlot. This is a sci-fi fantasy. It is so good. I loved it. It would take me too long to kind of explain the gist of it, but it has kind of a multi-leveled world building, interesting characters. There's some stuff that seems like magic. There's some sci-fi elements to it. It's just got great characters and great world building, and it's got a great kind of story, and I couldn't put it down. I absolutely loved it. So this is my favorite book of the month. Now, oh yeah, I also listened to Lucky Day by Chuck Tingle on audiobook for the Interstellar Book Club, but I'm going to be reviewing that next week, kind of in October. What month are we in? I don't know. So, I'm going to be doing the Trick-or-Treat-a-Thon, which was really fun. It has all these rules and prompts and teams. You have to sign up a month ahead. I don't know if you can sign up now. I think it's probably too late. But I'm on Team Fall, and here is my bingo board. So you make the board based on the prompts you think you'll do, and then you get points for your team for getting bingos. And there's other things like crosswords and fun stuff like that throughout the month. So I'm really excited. Now, I have an ambitious target here. The thing is, I'm going to be reviewing some of these in November. I'm going to list them here because maybe I'll squeeze them in early. I don't know. You might see them again on my November TBR. Basically, I organize my videos based on what I plan to review, not what I plan to read. So I tend to read books actually a couple weeks before the month because then I can, review them first week of the month, things like that. But with this, the readathon is a little different because I have to read it within the month. So I've kind of I kind of organized it so I could do it that way. Anyway, the exciting backstory of doing internet reviews. So I'm basically going to tell you the name of the prompt, the basic gist of the prompt, what you have to do for it to count, and then I'm going to tell you the book that I'm reading for it. I don't know if I'm going to remember these plots as much because I did all of this early in September, but let's see. So The first one, I didn't even bring it down. I left it up in my bedside table because I'm going to start reading it soon. And so the prompt is hoodie weather, and this is a book that has fall vibes. So this is in the field. I think this book is like essays on like subjectivity, things like that, but the cover is very kind of fall feeling, and I kind of looked at the first few pages and it kind of seemed to be set in I don't know, we'll see, maybe it doesn't fit that, and I really hope it fits that prompt. The next prompt is Calm Down, and this is a book that has cozy vibes, and I got an arc of Brigands and Bread Knives, the third of the Legends and Lattes series, I guess. I'm very excited about reading this one because I know I'm going to fly through it. I kind of wish I had it on audiobook because I listened to audiobook for the other two, but I'm sure I'm going to really enjoy it because I really liked the other one. I was going to call it Bed Knobs and Broomsticks, which is not, that's something else. I have the other one, Bookshops and Bone Dust. Yeah, up there somewhere. Oh, I'm not going to get it down. Anyway, so then that is also going to be so the way the readathon works is that you have a trick or treat as well, and you have to do your trick first, and that gives you like an extra kind of bonus thing. So the trick for this one is a book published in November, because this book is coming out in November, so that's going to be that prompt, extra prompt. The next prompt is just called October, and this is a book published in October, and that's going to be To Bargain with Mortals. This is a book I got a Neck Alley. This is a political fantasy novel. That's all I can remember about it. This book is also going to be my treat book, because I have to do it after my trick, and the treat is a book that you started in October. I'm actually started this on the weekend, so it counts for that. The next prompt is called What? And it's a mystery or a whodunit book, and the book I'm going to be reading is called Mad Dog and the Sea Dragon. This is a Canadian book. I got it from River Street Writes, which is like a publicist, and it's a delightfully comedic noir thriller jam-packed with mob villains of old and starring a kick-ass 50s style heroine, even though it's set today, which I think sounds really cool. The cover is also really nice. It's neat. And then we have Campfire Stories, which is a book under 250 pages. And this is a book that my brother sent to me for Christmas last year. I've seen it on Instagram and stuff. And so it's A Short Stay in Hell by Stephen L. Peck. I have no idea what this is. I like it that it's little. My brother sent it to me. It's a haunting existential novella where the man explores a subversive version of eternity. Ooh, sounds interesting. Anyway, so we'll see about that one. The next one is Creep Factor. This is a scary, creepy cover or title. So the one I picked was I Found a Lost Hallway in an Abandoned Mall. I think that's what it's called. Anyway, here's the cover. I saw this thing online or on BookPub or something for like $1, and I was like, I'd buy that for $1. And so I was like, oh, this is perfect. That fits that. Next is Found Footage. That's poetry, and I'm going to be reading This May Be the Year, which is a poetry book about nature, but also kind of about human nature. It's like a kind of a mix of both. Also, I think the cover's really pretty. Like, look at that nice little bird. The next prompt is Rotten to the Core, and the title has evil, black, wicked, or heart in it, and I picked The Black Tree Atop the Hill, which is apparently like an alternate Western kind of Gothic story. I'm very excited about this one. Also, it's little. There's a lot of little books in this readathon for me because it allows me to read more books, obviously. Next is Heart Wants is the prompt, and it's a mixed species relationship. Yes, there are lots of options for this for me because I do like to read books like that. But I'm really hoping that Titan Shade, book 2, Titan's Day. I loved Titan Shade last year. I just hope that 2 characters I shipped from the last book are together because that would really fit this prompt for me. If not, there's another prompt I think this one would fit for, but still I'm just like, I'm really hoping for that. Next is Spine Tingler. This is a horror, a thriller, a dark book, etc. And I picked Queen of the Cicadas. I had this book on ebook. I bought it a long time ago, and I was like, this is a great chance to read it. And I don't know if it's any good or anything, but I do like the author. Next is Time Runs Out. And so this is a book that has time or final in the title. And I picked The Renegades of Time. Raymond F. Jones. This is the first laser book ever produced. Laser books they're wild. So I'm very excited about that one. The man's not very excited about it, but that's okay. He can get over it. Yeah, so we're doing that classic sci-fi one. And then I have a couple more. So one is called Flirt with Danger, and then it's basically read a romance. And so I'm going to read How to Get a Girlfriend When You're Some Sort of Freaky Squid Monster or something. I don't remember what the title is, but it's up here. Again, another book. I have a lot of these. I just spend like $1 here and there on them, and then I never read them. So these readathons are great for kind of forcing me to get through them because they're forcing me to read books. Like I have to meet the prompts, and I'm like, okay, I can get through these. Two more. One is called Hearing Voices. This is an audiobook with two narrators, and the book Trust, at least according to Audible, it has two narrators, and this was a Pulitzer Prize winner. It's been on my kind of Audible list for a long time. I do like to read literary fiction once in a while. This is a book about rich people, I think. I really hope that rich people, it's rich people not being rich anymore or something. You know how I feel about the rich. But anyway, so, I'm always interested in kind of these award-winning books, and actually I hope to be reading a lot of the ones for this year in November and December this year. And I have one more, and it's another kind of award winner. It hasn't won it yet, but I got this from River Street Writes a while ago, and I kept meaning to get to it. And this is, so the prompt is Friendsgiving. It has a friendship theme. This book is about a woman and her friendship with a sex worker who was missing, and so it's also been longlisted for the Canadian Giller Prize, which is kind of like the Canadian Litfic Award. So it was listed for it in September, but I already received it. The shortlist is going to be announced October 6th, so I kind of hope it makes it. If so, I'm going to review it a little bit earlier than I was planning to. I was planning on reviewing it in November, but I might kind of slide it in somewhere in October instead. Anyway, it sounds really interesting, and given it's kind of been longlisted, I have really high hopes for it. So also very poignant topic for today. Oh yeah, we're also reading Vicious, I think, for the Interstellar Book Club. This is just some dark academia book, I think. I don't know what it's about. I'm going to be aiming to get to that one too. I really hope I can get through that one too as well. Anyway, so this is a huge TBR for me. Luckily, a lot of them are little shorties. So we'll see if we'll see if I make it. I don't know. Send me good vibes, just like that. Oh, it's not up here. I took it down. So if you watched my reviews last week, I had a thing, like a little whiteboard here that had a rainbow on it, and my daughter keeps drawing different rainbows and then writing good vibes only on it, and I had it there, but I must have moved it. Anyway, so good vibes for me. Thank you.